all our viewers out there. My name is Heinrich Neetling and welcome to Mathematical Literacy. In today's lesson, we'll focus on transport maps and distance tables. Now let's get straight on with our lesson. Let's look at our first question. All right, so here we have a map, okay? And it says the map represents the bus routes of a South African bus company. Use this map to answer the questions that follow. Right now, let's quickly get familiar with what is presented to us. So when I look here on my far left corner, right, there's a key. So there we can clearly see airport is indicated, national road, bus stops, and then the bus route. What else is important? We can see the keys, for example, here, or the symbol for the airport, right? What else is important to note is that we are given a scale here of 1:10 million as well. Okay, so basically I took a few seconds just to get familiar with what is presented to me. Now let's look at our first question. So question number A, right, says the following. Write down the number of airports along the bus routes. So how many, right, the number of, okay. So let's see how many airports do we see along the bus route. So I count here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guys, I want you to double check with me. So it's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, let me just go back there. So therefore, we'll say we have 9 airports along the bus routes. Guys, is that clear to all of us? Okay, we counted 9 airports. I will now look at question number B. In question number B, we say identify the type of scale used on this map. Remember in the first slide, I pointed out that here's our scale. So what type of scale is this? Right, this we call a number scale. Okay, so this is a number scale. Remember, we normally work with a number scale and a bar scale, but in this case, it's a number scale. Okay, our next question. So question number C, it says, explain the meaning of the scale. So what does this mean, right? 1:10 million. So this simply means that 1 unit on the map basically represents, is equals to, represents 10 million units in reality. So 1 unit here on this map represents 10 million units in real life, or reality for that matter. Okay, so that's the meaning of the scale 1:1 or 10 million. Let me just clear that up. So we said here, in reality. Okay, so now question D says the following. Identify the first place where the bus will stop, right, to pick up and drop off passengers if it departs from Cape Town using the N1. Right, so identify the first place where the bus will stop, okay, to pick up and to drop off passengers if it departs from Cape Town. So here's Cape Town, right? And what else is important? It's traveling on the N1, right? So meaning this is the N1 here, né? Okay, there we can see N1 listed, okay, indicated to us. So when we leave Cape Town, what will be the first town? Okay, we agree that will be Beaufort West. Okay, so let me indicate there. First town it will stop to pick up and to drop off passengers will be Beaufort West. Guys, are we still fine? Okay, guess that's straightforward. Let's look at another question. All right, so our next question, question number E, it says calculate, right, the actual distance in kilometers from Mossel Bay to East London, right, if the distance on the map is 60 millimeters, right? So we need to calculate the actual distance, meaning distance in kilometers, if the distance between the two places indicated here, Mossel Bay, right, and East London. So here's Mossel Bay, and here is East London. So we are saying on this map, the distance between the two places here equals what? Equals 60 millimeters. Guys, are we clear on that? All right, so how will we go about with this question? Okay, so first of all, right, I'm going to indicate 60 millimeters is to 10 million. Okay, sorry, there must be millimeters, 10 million millimeters. Right, guys, are you with me? So now my unit is the same. Right, so what needs to happen now? Okay, so therefore I'm going to say 60 multiplied by 10 million. Okay, and therefore I will divide that. Remember now, we have this in millimeters. So we must go from millimeters to kilometers. So how many millimeters in 1 kilometer? That will give us 1 million. We agree. So first of all, I'm going to take this multiplied by the scale. So 60 millimeters multiplied by the scale of 10 million. All right, so what will that give us? 60 times 10 million. And please make sure you key in correctly, 10 million. That gives us 600 million millimeters. We agree? So what needs to happen now? Now I'm going to divide that to convert from millimeters to kilometers. So that means I must divide that by 1 million. Okay, let me just double check that I type in correctly. So 600,000 divided by 1 million. All right, so you can also do the short way by cancelling. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 zeros there. Okay, and if you do this, you get to the answer of 600 kilometers. So the distance between the two places is 600 kilometers. Guys, are we clear on that one? All right, so I took the distance on the map. I've multiplied it by the scale, right? Both in millimeters now. And thereafter, I divided it by the scale factor. Remember now, 1 million millimeters equals 1 kilometer. Okay, are we clear on that one? All right. Guys, now let's look at our next question. Question number F. It says the bus took 6 hours, 30 minutes. So that's 6.5 hours, right? To travel from Bloemfontein to East London, right? Use the distance table here below. Here we have our distance table and the given information to calculate the average speed in kilometers per hour the bus traveled from Bloemfontein to East London. Round off your answer to the nearest kilometer per hour. All right? So it further on says you may use the following formula. Speed equals distance divided by time. Okay? So quite a lot to take in, but let's quickly unfold this puzzle. So we need to calculate, it says here, use the distance table below and the given information to calculate what? To calculate the average speed. Now, the formula was given to us, right? So step 1, we start with our formula. Step number 2, now I need to substitute. Now, based on the context here, what was given, do I know what the distance is? It was not given in the paragraph. Therefore, we said use the distance table. So you now need to find the distance between Bloemfontein and East London, right? By using our distance table. Okay, now if you look at this, what will the distance be? Okay, so we are looking at Bloemfontein, which is there. What else are we looking at? East London, right? Let's find East London as well. Yes, East London. Guys, are we clear? So meaning I will come down. So this is where they will intersect. Are we clear on that? Right? So meaning the distance between Bloemfontein and East London is 584 kilometers. Guys, are we still fine? Now I need to divide that by the time. Now look at the time. It says the bus took 6 hours, 30 minutes. Now, please note, I'm not going to indicate that as 6,30. In terms of this formula, the time is time in hours. So therefore, it will be 6,5 hours. Now, can you see that? 5 is a decimal there, it's half, right? So therefore it's 6.5 hours. So let's type that in. 584 divided by 6.5 hours. So what will that give us? So that will give us a speed. Remember, it says calculate the average speed in kilometers per hour. So that will be 89,846, and it gives us a few other digits there as well. Kilometers per hour, right? What is the last step that I need to do? Round off your answer to the nearest kilometer per hour, right? So now I look, there's my decimal. First digit after the decimal is more than 5. No, it's 8. So therefore, if I round this off, 89 now becomes 90 kilometers per hour. Guys, let's quickly run through this. We had to calculate speed. What is needed to calculate speed? Your distance divided by time. In this case, we've used our distance table, right? To find the distance between Bloemfontein and East London. Right, there we can see Bloemfontein, East London. Where do they intersect? Where do they meet? 584. So I substituted 584 kilometers. Thereafter, I substitute my time. Bus took 6 hours, 30 minutes. Don't make the mistake by saying 6,30. Remember, this formula here sees time in hours. So half an hour is indicated as 0.5. Now, so it's 6.5 hours. I simplified by typing in 584 divided by my 6.5. So it gave me 89,846. But based on my instruction in the question, it says clearly, round off your answer to the nearest kilometer per hour. So I went and I looked, okay, 8 is more than 5. Therefore, 89 then became 90. Guys, I hope that's clear to all of you. Let us quickly take a short break. After our advert break, we continue with more sums. See you now.